I stepped off the plane, my body buzzing with the glow of 2 weeks in Thailand. The golden temples, spicy street food, and turquoise beaches have been the perfect antidote to my high-pressure consulting job and the constant nonsense of Maplewood Grove's HOA. All I could think about was collapsing into my own bed to shake off the jet lag. But as my Uber rolled into my neighborhood, something felt off. A police car sat in my driveway, its lights casting an eerie glow. My first thought? Someone broke in while I was gone. Dragging my suitcase up the driveway, I froze. A family stood on my porch, chatting with 2 officers, a man, a woman, and 2 kids, looking way too comfortable. The woman was VYing a set of keys. Some I saw keys. "Excuse me," I said, my voice sharper than I meant. "What's going on? This is my house." The officers turned, their eyes narrowing like I was some kind of crook. "Sir," one of them said, "these homeowners called us about someone threatening to break in. Can I see some ID?" I fumbled for my passport, my brain scrambling. There's got to be a mistake. I've lived here for 6 years. I just got back from vacation. The man on my porch looked just as confused. "We bought this place 2 weeks ago. We've got the deed, all the paperwork. Moved in yesterday." My stomach plummeted. "That's impossible," I stammered. "I never put my house up for sale." Peering past them through the window, I felt my heart stop. My furniture, my photos, my entire life gone. In their place were strange couches, half-unpacked boxes, a life that wasn't mine. The female officer, her hand twitching near her holster, spoke up. "Sir, step back. These people have legal documents VYing they own this property." "This is insane," I shouted, panic clawing at my chest. "I've got mortgage statements, tax records, everything on my phone. I can prove this is my house." But as I scrolled through my emails, the officer's skeptical glares told me they weren't buying it. The family looked scared, the kids hiding behind their mom. I was being treated like a criminal on my own doorstep, and I had no clue how this nightmare started. Everything had been fine when I left. My mortgage was on auto draft, my mail held at the post office, and I'd even paid a guy to mow my lawn. The only annoyance had been a ridiculous note from our HOA president, Linda Harper. Linda, a woman in her 50s with a flawless auburn bob and a clipboard glued to her hand, had been my personal tormentor since I moved to Maplewood Grove. Her latest gripe? My mailbox was midnight black instead of the HOA-approved ebony dusk. I tossed the notice aside, figuring I'd deal with her nonsense later. Linda was always over the top finding people for grass a quarter-inch too long or measuring Christmas lights to ensure uniform spacing. But this was beyond anything I could have imagined. It was a bald-faced lie. I'd never missed a payment. Even the officers seemed to doubt her, but they weren't taking chances. Get a lawyer, they told me. Sort it out through the courts. The next 2 days were a blur of rage and desperation. I checked into a hotel, called every attorney in town, and finally landed with Sarah Coleman, a sharp lawyer who listened to my story with a frown that deepened by the minute. "This smells like fraud," she said, scribbling notes. "We need to act fast before this gets messy, eh?" Sarah helped me pull together EVY Denke. Bank statements showing every HOA payment, travel records VYing I'd only been gone 2 weeks, and emails from neighbors who'd seen me at home right before my trip. We dug into county records and found a paper trail of pure deceit forged letters claiming I'd abandoned my house, fake inspection reports, and a sham auction notice. The kicker? It all pointed to Linda and her HOA cronies. Worse, we found 2 other homes in Maplewood Grove sold the same way, both while the owners were away, one on military deployment, another caring for a dying parent. "She's targeting people who can't fight back," I told Sarah, my blood boiling. "This isn't just harassment. It's a damn crime ring." The plot thickened when we learned Linda's brother-in-law was the real estate broker handling these shady sales, splitting commissions with her. An email we got through a subpoena was the smoking gun Linda plotting to seize the opportunity when she noticed I'd stopped my mail and booked an airport ride. Sarah took our case to the district attorney, who initially brushed it off as a CIVYL dispute. But when she laid out the pattern of fraud across multiple properties, they started listening. "This is organized real estate fraud," Sarah argued. "Linda's not working alone. It's a conspiracy. Things snowballed when we tipped off a local news station. A reporter, hungry for a juicy suburban scandal, aired a segment that ripped Linda's scheme wide open. Neighbors I barely knew called me, sharing their own stories of Linda's bullying. A former HOA treasurer came forward with ledgers showing Linda had been skimming funds for years, treating the HOA's accounts like her personal ATM. The police finally got serious, raiding Linda's house and the HOA office. They found files on homeowners' travel schedules, bank details, even a list of prime targets with valuable homes. My name was on it. The family who'd bought my house was gutted to learn they'd been scammed. The court voided the sale, and the HOA's insurance covered their losses. I got my house back, but most of my belongings were gone, sold off, or trashed in the fake cleanout. Then came the moment everyone was waiting for. During an HOA meeting, as Linda stood there denying everything, police stormed in. Neighbors whipped out their phones, recording as officers cuffed her mid-sentence. "This is outrageous," she screamed, her perfect facade cracking. "I was protecting property values. You should be thanking me." Nobody was. Linda faced a laundry list of charges: fraud, forgery, conspiracy, grand theft, money laundering. The prosecutor aimed for the max, 25 years and over $1 million in fines. At her arraignment, the judge denied bail, calling her a flight risk. Linda collapsed, sobbing, her mascara running as she was led away in an orange jumpsuit, a far cry from her usual designer blazers and pearl earrings. I'm back in my house now, but it doesn't feel the same. I lost so much, and the betrayal stings. Maplewood Grove is quieter without Linda's reign of terror, but I can't help wondering how many others she hurt before we stopped her. So what do you think? Was Linda a mastermind or just a petty tyrant who got in over her head? Should HOAs have this much power, or are they a recipe for corruption? And here's a hot one. Should I sue the HOA for every penny they've got, even if it bankrupts the neighborhood? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more wild stories. Let's get this debate going. Thank you for taking the time to listen to today's story on Store of Good Stories. If this story touched your heart or made you think, don't forget to hit like and share the video to spread this positive message to more people. And if this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of the meaningful stories we share every week. Your support is the biggest motivation for Store of Good Stories to keep bringing heartfelt and valuable stories to you. See you in the next video. Thank you for taking the time to listen to today's story on Store of Good Stories. If this story touched your heart or made you think, don't forget to hit like and share the video to spread this positive message to more people. And if this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of the meaningful stories we share every week. Your support is the biggest motivation for Store of Good Stories to keep bringing heartfelt and valuable stories to you. See you in the next video.